Many of us could identify with the following. When I was in elementary school, I remember a number of times that the teacher divided the classroom into two. And it was a sort of a fun game in class. But when you were divided into two groups, naturally the group that one belonged to, a person felt a bond, a unity with that group, because one of the aims and purposes was to defeat the other group. And so one couldn't help but feel sort of a negative energy toward the other group, because obviously one wanted to defeat them, and the sense of competitiveness was part of us, even though it was just a game in class. The Torah tells us in our parasha, Ishal diglo ba'osos lebeis avosam, that the Bnei Yisrael, the Jewish people, were divided based on the shevet, based on the tribe that they belonged to, and they gathered together according to the flag of their tribe. So there would be a flag that would be in a given place, and people who belonged to an entire shevet would gather around that flag. Now, one would tend to think, if the Jewish people, if the Bnei Yisrael, if we constantly sought throughout our time together, we sought togetherness, we sought achdus, then why was it that flags were selected to represent each shevet? Where a flag, yes, could be positive by aligning and by gearing people together, yet at the same time a flag could also be something negative in that it causes separation and divisiveness. So Rav Yaakov Kamenetsky explains that only after the Bnei Yisrael had the Mishkan, and the Mishkan was established in the desert, only then was the flag something which could be looked at as being very positive, and worked toward achdus, toward togetherness in Bnei Yisrael in a very unique and special way. In that, when the Bnei Yisrael had the Mishkan, they all encamped around the Mishkan, as if a circle around the Mishkan. And that's how they encamped, each one by their shevet, each one by their flag, the flag of their tribe, and they encamped around the Mishkan. But instead of looking at every other shevet as competition, instead of looking at every other shevet, every other tribe, every other flag of a tribe as symbolizing something that was different or separate from them, because they saw each other all surrounding the Mishkan, all with the same purpose, with the same goal of worshiping Hashem at this place, worshiping Hashem in an authentic, traditional way, as He had taught them, they understood the beauty of difference, the beauty of each shevet, what each and every shevet, what each and every tribe brought to the table as far as their strengths were concerned, and how all of that was able to contribute to the essence and to the beauty and the achdus and togetherness of the Jewish people. And in such a state, a flag represents unity, a flag represents togetherness, a flag represents a positive feeling toward other people, as opposed to representation of being something which is separate and divisive. May we be zocheh in our lives to look at the differences that there are in others, not as competition to us, not as something that they are wishing to push upon us, but to be able to look at other people and their differences in a positive light, to be able to appreciate them for who they are and not try to force them to be who we want them to be. And in doing so, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, God, will bestow upon us His closeness and His blessing, so that we can be able to appreciate everything and everyone that He created. Thank you for listening, and have a good Shabbos.